Okay, right. I thought I'd do a quick video here, just to show how some things are just a pain in the ass to print. You think, okay, how the hell am I going to do this? So I thought I'd just show you what I do, and you can go from there. If I cough, that's because I've got a sore throat and I've got issues there. Right. So if you look here, I could print this and I could go, this is Simplify 3D for anyone that didn't know. So if you just want to see how that works, you'll see some of that. Right, so generate automatic support, there we go. Could have tons of support on there and it would just be a pain in the ass to just clear that up. And you're not guaranteed that all this will work. You could try and print it like this. It may or may not work. I think there you might struggle, but you know, it depends. You know your printer, and you know what you can and can't do with it. So this is from an ED209, which, if you know Robocop, that is one of his legs. So how would I go about this? I'll take the effort and print half of it, and by that I mean, if I double click on this, I get all my controls for, you know, change the position, scaling, so I can make it bigger, I can make it smaller, and the rotation. I think virtually every other slicer you can do that as well. Right, so I am going to rotate it in the X direction, is that right? No, wrong. Along the Y. Right, we're going to do this way. I'm going to lay it flat. I could have typed 90 degrees in, or minus 90 in this case, but I'm just going to let my fingers do the talking. There we go, 90 degrees, flat, and it's lowered into the bed. Now what I'm going to use is a feature, oops, don't want to do that, go away. Use an aspect of this, just like get it, ooh, don't be an arse, to try and get it halfway down. You could leave it like this, yeah, why not? However, I'm not. I'm going to try and get it as best as possible. So we want to go down a few. Do you know what? Minus 1.75 at a guess. Yeah, that's all right. Okay, so I now have the halfway point, and as you can see, most of the features will not require any support material apart from here, which, you know, some printers you may even say, no, that's even questionable. So automatic, generate automatic, there we go. Don't be afraid to get rid of some. I don't need that. I'm going to get rid of some of that, and some of that, and some of that, and some of that. You know, sometimes it will put support where you really don't need it. You know, have a bit of faith in your printer. Done with that one. By the way, I've already printed this. There we go. Just so you know that I did successfully print one leg. I just got to do the other one. Get rid of that. There. Okay, right. So if I go to my process and I'll select my leg. Okay, let's see how that turns out. Yeah, manual support. Okay, let's just. Sorry, I'm just fanning around. And there we go. Right, so now I've managed to, you know, sort out half of it. I'd still get rid of some of this support so I don't have to clean it up. Again, it's all based on absolute faith in my printer. And don't be afraid to analyze, you know, your print. Just go through it. So, okay, yeah, happy with that, happy with that. You know, just to make sure. Sometimes when you get to like the first layer, I've had it before where, because this is a Thingiverse item, where some parts are actually floating, which you just don't want. Whoops, sorry. Which you don't want to do, especially if on like, so it's floating on the second or third layer. Um, support material generally will not actually end up in it, so you may want to sink it down or whatever into the build plate. Okay, going a step further, you say, well, okay, I've got half it, but I want it hollow. Yeah, but it was made a solid. Someone made this into a solid. Well, what you could do is go, oh, I'm not having any infill. Okay. And see, you can see that there's nothing in there. Now, I've still got a floor in it. Right. So if I go to layer and have no bottom layers. Bring. Okay. See? Fun dabby dozy. Now you can see where this is going to fall apart in it, because here you've got floating layers. So if you're going to try and do something like this, then I would say put, I don't know, about a percentage of infill. I don't know about other slices. I like to think you can, but if you do, get rid of one of them. Remove angle. There we go. Do that. See how that turns out. Right, and all of a sudden, okay, it's infill, right, but it acts like a support material. Right, now you've got to be careful here as well, because obviously, when you get rid of your floor, it gets rid of it everywhere. So if we select 2, infill, oh, wrong layer, 2, do 5 top layers, prepare print, and there we go. Right, so that's quite nice and thin. So you could cut away the internal. So there's a bit of work if you want a hollow. If the print profile itself allows for it, you don't even need to use any infill to act as support material. Yeah, it's all up to you. But some of it, is fine. You won't see the inside. But there you go. And I'll do the same with the other side. And you get something like this. Yeah. There you go. So if you have an awkward print, or it's a bit big, think about it. There are ways and means to orientate your print so that you can get the best results. Like doing this. Now the guy who made this didn't intend it for it to be made in that way. I believe this is what he did. I'll make that disappear for a sec. Yeah, that just didn't work for me. He had it all here. If you're using Simplify 3D, if you do separate connected surfaces, which I just would help if I did it on the right one. Sorry, stand by. Right, let's get rid of that. Right, we just want that one. Right, separate connected surfaces. Right, so whilst we wait for that, it does take a little while. as you can see now, all the highlighted stuff is what we can see, and we've got a massive list. So if I select just one of them, well, one that we can actually see somewhere, there we go. Right, so I can make that disappear. Boom. Right. So that's the handy thing about Simplified 3D. If you get something from Thingiverse, which I did, depending on how they how the person made the part, you could actually get rid of a lot of stuff or separate it out. You know, and the good thing is when you get to a point where you say, oh, you know, I just want to save that bit. So which one was it now? There we go. If you highlight it and do a save, oh, where is it gone? Where is it gone? Where is it gone? Where is it gone? There we go. Export models as STL. You could actually export that as a separate part, and it will be an STL separate part. So there you go. A little bit of S3D, bit of strategic printing. In it, yeah, there are various ways. You might have something that is a bit better, but it's all based on how your printer does business, and only you know that. But for me, this works a treat. So hopefully you enjoyed that and had something positive out of it. All right, take care. Bye.